So good morning, everybody. Hurricane Zeta Cat II, about 8 hours away from landfall. We're predicted to get a direct hit. You can see it's already slightly breezy, real heavy overcast. Just went and finished filling up my vehicle and topping off all my fuel tanks. So this one will be a generator storm. I just had 4 trees cut down here last week, getting ready for storms next year. 2 big pines that were leaning over the power lines, and a maple and a pecan tree that were full of termites. So I didn't know I was going to have them cut down for this week. So that's 4 trees I don't have to worry about falling on the power lines. I got this big pecan close to the house. I hate to cut it down. If a branch was to fall and hit the power lines, I put 5 straps on my electrical pothead here. So if that don't hold it, nothing will. So I'm right here on the Mississippi River, about 60 miles from the mouth of the river, probably about 15 miles south of New Orleans. Right now the river level is 5 foot at the Carrollton gauge, and it's expected to go up a half a foot during the storm. Not much surge in the river. So we're going to see what happens with this one. This is the 7th time this year we've been in the warning cone, and so far we've been lucky. So the outer bands will be here in about 3 hours. Light breeze right now, maybe 10 miles an hour. And it's expected to be a Cat II when it comes in. I like to sit out here and watch a parade of boats. This guy's kind of late heading down the road with his trailer. Thousands of boats came up the road yesterday. And they'll spend all day evacuating the old folks home down the road. They'll be running ambulances back and forth all morning. About 2 miles down the road is River Bend Nursing Home. Not a good place for a nursing home in a hurricane zone. Everybody's getting out of town, even the trains. Got a grain elevator about 5 miles down the road. I guess they're getting all the cars out. Probably about 5 hours away from landfall, expecting to hit Port Fourchon first, Grand Isle, and come directly over us. Well, 10 a.m. Hurricane Zeta update, October 28th. 150 miles offshore, high Cat 1, expected to be a Cat 2 soon. Expected to come in late this evening, so start doing little hourly updates. A lot of the boat traffic's died down, a lot of camper trailers coming up. Most people got their stuff out already. So 12 noon, trees are rocking and rolling a little, starting to get breezy, but nothing major yet. This is agonizing, just waiting for it to come in. Well, it's starting to rain. Here's our first casualty of the storm. One of our naval oranges came down. So it's blowing a little bit, rocking and rolling and raining. They just upgraded the storm to a Cat 2, 100 mile an hour. 1:30 in the evening. The rest of the film will probably all be from the porch. Don't look too bad out here from the front. 20 mile an hour winds. It's rocking and rolling a little bit. My last little bit of storm prep. Only thing I got left to do is I'm gonna lay these rockers on their side so they don't beat against the house. We'll be ready. Probably leave this one a little longer to set in and watch the traffic. Well, 3 o'clock update, you can see it's blowing pretty good now. A steady rain, not a hard rain yet, but a good steady rain. The storm is supposedly about an hour away from making landfall in Terrebonne Bay, Port Fourchon, Grand Isle area, and coming straight up this direction. We might get the eye wall out of this one. About 5 minutes after the last video, and it's like somebody turned a switch on. It's rocking now. Holy moly. And we're a good way away from the bulk of it. Well, it's getting to where you can hear the wind on the river now. Man, is it rocking and rolling. Woke up this morning figuring I was just gonna ride out a tropical storm. Ruh-roh. In too deep now. All right, 4 o'clock. Blowing pretty good. The rain's still steady, not real hard, but steady. Water accumulating in the yard. I think the gusts are a little over 30 now. Might be getting close to 40 on the gust. But the storm might just now be getting real close to approaching land off of Terrebonne, Grand Isle, Port Fourchon area. So directly that way as the crow flies from us, and the storm's coming directly this way. Oh boy. So 5 p.m. the high wall's making landfall in Terrebonne, Port Fourchon, Grand Isle area. We're an hour to 2 hours away from the heart of it, but it's rocking and rolling here now. Water's starting to accumulate on the ground. Good thing we didn't have a pecan crop this year. We would have lost it all. That big white oak over there took an ass whipping for Katrina. It finally grew out, and we'll see what happens with this one. You ain't kidding. Well, 5 minutes till 5. We just lost power. Blowing potted plants over. It's howling now. Wow, this is unbelievable. We should be about an hour away from the eye. It almost looks like that pecan tree's to come out. Unbelievable. There's a possum running down the railroad tracks. He just got under that pecan tree. It's really bad now. This pecan tree's pulling up. I got one in the back. It might come down on the house. We need this thing to get past us in the wind direction swap. I was watching the pecan tree in the front yard, worried it was going to come up out of the ground, and this giant one in the back broke and landed on the house all over the place. I'll find out after the storm what kind of shit mess I got. And in the meantime, that one in the front, it looks like it's going to come out the ground any minute. Holy shit. Son of a bitch, this sucks. Well, I don't got to worry about it coming down now. Man, if that pecan tree don't come down, I'll be amazed. We got siding flapping all over, pieces of shingles everywhere. Holy shit. Can't believe that pecan's still making it. It looks like it wants to come out. All right, I'm ready for this shit to be over. Got a big tree on the back of the house down. Pieces of shingles all over the damn place. Siding coming off the house. Shit. It's 5 till 6. It looks like it's letting up. Reports are that the eye is going over New Orleans right now, so we might have been right on the northeast wall of the storm. I sure hope so, because I got enough damn damage to mess with. Unbelievable. Well, we had some gusts that was pulling that tree up. You thought it was going to come right out on you. So last night we went to bed and they said it might just be a tropical storm. Boy, were they wrong. I want to see if my AC come off its stand. It's still on the foundation. Got a few shingles here and there, some tabs up toward the roof, some siding over here. At least the power line didn't come down, my brackets held. Look at that nightmare. It don't look like the structure of the house is compromised. We won't know till we get up there and see. Look at that nightmare. Somebody's got a lot of work to do. So this color right here looks like the eye of the storm. Still kind of breezy. Supposedly it's close to here somewhere. Got a lot of seal tabs come up here. Let's see what happens. Crazy weather. I'm gonna get my generator out now and get set up. Well, you can see the eye pass and the wind's coming from the other direction now. So that was definitely the eye. This is just insanity. So the eye passed directly over us. Now the wind's coming from the other direction. Well, we're on the back side of the storm. I couldn't wait. I got the generator out, the AC fired up. I'm gonna get some lights in here. So the eye passed directly over us. We're on the back side of the storm. I got the generator out. I'm getting powered up, getting my refrigerators cooled down, and I'll deal with all this mess another day. Crazy. Insanity. Wind swapped from the other direction. Siding. I'll stick it in my truck. At least I'll have it for a template. Well, we're on generator. We got an AC, a fan, a light, and the refrigerator plugged in. We'll assess everything in the morning. Probably have to go out about 11 tonight and refuel. Well, it's the day after. I thought this one was going to come up going to the north, but when the wind swapped, it almost come out going south. But look at this. This tree's going to end up having to go. There's shit down everywhere. Shingles all off the roof of the house. siding off. But the big thing is this tree in the back. I had a bunch of trees trimmed last week, but this pecan came down on the house. So I'm gonna have to get a chainsaw and cut a path and see how much damage it's done. Holy shit. Snapped it off at the base. It's down on the roof. It knocked off the vent stack from my water heater. Start getting some film and pictures for insurance reasons. Look at this shit. What a mess. You can see the willow trees, a bunch of them are snapped. Purple martin bird house is down. My big cypress trees all stripped. Lord, 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 I got some cleanup shit to do here. Get a chainsaw this morning and start trimming it all away from the house and see how much damage it did. Doesn't look like it did any structure damage. We'll find out. Well, Hurricane Zeta kicked my ass. I got pretty much most of the branches trimmed away from the house. No major damage to the roof, but it did knock out my heater's exhaust vent. I got that hole patched right now. Unbelievable what happened yesterday in that storm. There is just a mess everywhere. I'll have to replace that trailer skirting. Sheared the tree off at the base. A few more degrees west and I'd have had a collapsed house. I guess I gotta look at the bright side. I was lucky. Looking over here, you can see, stripped that big pecan tree bare. Pretty much stripped that cypress tree. A lot of debris in the yard over here. Spent a day or two cleaning up. Took my bluebird house down. All kind of willow trees behind the batch are broken on the ground. But this is just typical hurricane. Come clean up after all of them. Branches everywhere. This is the tree I thought would come down in the power lines, but it didn't. Rolled my neighbor's shed over. Split open an old box truck he had. Made out pretty good over here at mother-in-law's. A lot of debris down on the ground. Some pretty good sized oak branches. I'll have to replace the skirt and that ain't no big deal. Trailer's all intact. Look at this mess. That's a pretty good sized oak branch there. This oak tree took a ass whipping in Katrina and it came back nice. Took another ass whipping here. Another view of all the junk down in the yard. I'll have a pile out by the highway for the parish to pick up. Monster pile. Busted up a lot of willows in the batcher here. A lot of them down. They were rocking and rolling, all the branches off of that one. Tore the metal roof off my neighbor's shed. Tore the metal roof off some houses across the street. Pretty much everybody's missing shingles. This one house over here is down to the tar paper. The tree in my backyard. So Hurricane Zeta, they said it might just come in as a tropical storm. It ended up as a very high-end Cat II and it kicked our ass. Could have been worse though. Nothing but the sound of chainsaws and generators right now. Whole neighborhood's up on generator power. Neighbor's chicken coop made it good. Built better than some houses. Man, was I lucky. A few more degrees and that would have collapsed this bedroom and oh Lord. Sometimes things like this are a blessing. You just don't know it till it's cleaned up and gone. Now one thing, my cats are loving it. They think it's their own little personal little playhouse. A little black cat that's out there having a field day on it. Birds coming landing in it. Unbelievable. So if you've ever been in a hurricane before, this is what it does to a car. No damage, but it shreds all the leaves and grass real fine and mixes it with water, and it'll stick to a vehicle like paste. This car needs a washing. You can see where the wind was coming straight out of the south. It does it to the house too. Over here it took a little bit of the siding off. You can see the same thing with my truck. Leaves and grass stuck to it all over. Unbelievable what a hurricane does. So it's Monday, November 2nd. I got a lot of tree trimmed away from the house. Got a roofer came out, took a look. He's going to send me an estimate. Got an insurance adjuster coming on Wednesday. This is nothing but a nightmare. Got the yard all cleaned up, looking decent. Still on generator power, 6 days on generator so far. Look like it busted up the rock wall to my garden pretty good. We'll find out when they remove it. Knocked my fountain over. I don't know the condition of any of this stuff. We won't know until the tree's removed and we can tell. So tree service is supposed to come tomorrow and start on it. You can see all the spots where the branches drug down the roof. It should total the roof, but you never know what they're thinking. Gonna be a long, slow recovery. It might look bad here, but a lot of people got it worse. The one silver lining to this hurricane is being it's in late October, early November, it's in the 60s out, so we're sleeping with the windows open, and it's nice and cool doing all the cleanup and mitigation. Even though we're on generator, we don't got to run portable AC, so it's one good thing about it. Hurricane Zeta. Got smacked by it pretty damn good. Well, if you live in a hurricane zone, you ought to have you a portable generator. And we got this pecan tree coming out the ground. See where the roots are all pulling up here. Before the storm, you could drive a truck up underneath this plant, put it on the tailgate. Now it's waist high. This thing probably weighs 1,000 pounds. It's going to be a heck of a job to move it. Have to use a winch or something. I don't know what I'll do. That's my pile of trash out by the highway so far, and I want to stress so far I got a lot more to pick up. Well, we'll end this video right where we started off, with generator fuel and generator picking it up. So 6 days out we got power. If a hurricane's coming to your area, run. Get out of town, go on vacation, do anything but stay. There's no reason to stay. This is just a work you to death nightmare. So till the next video, get out there and go fishing. I don't know when I'm gonna get out there again, but I'm gonna try.